mind don't run. The only time your mind is running about it is when you're feeling all the effects. And so here he is sleeping about on the ship. They come and wake him up. Now, mind you, this is Jesus. This is God in the flesh. He's God's will living in the skin. Right? So that means if he's sleeping, that's God's will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
We don't worry about the storm and everything around. If I'm asleep,
point blank.
If I'm resting,
yep,
that's the will of God.
Yep.
Wow.
True or not true?
Yep.
True.
Right?
Yep.
So they came and made a request to get him out of the will of God to save themselves.
Sounds like modern day Christianity.
Yeah,
It
sounds like wants, desires, fear.
Get me out of this fear.
You don't even see what's going on because you're scared. You don't even see the sleep in the bottom of the ship or the peace that passes everything because you're afraid.
Yep.
And fear comes from self-preservation. All right, now, I'm not talking about it lightly because we've all been afraid of something before. I've been fearful at one time or another, so we know the process of it.
Yeah.
But here we go, looking at this story, they wake him up.
Yep.
And I think about how much we request that's not even necessary. He don't even want you to come wake him up right now.
No, it's a non-issue. Now, if you really want to go deep into the situation of it, for me, I study a lot of this stuff, and I'm into like the nature and stuff like that. When I look at it says earthquake, the plates are moving. What you laughing at?
The nature part of it.
The nature part, right?
I was thinking that.
Well, waves,
I would never know that.
waves, winds, and storms are not things that come up to destroy you. You got in that water. Like when somebody dies of a shark attack or something like that, it's hurt. It's sad. But you went in their territory. If I want you to be a shark, I'd have made you a shark. I'm not saying you should never get in the water, but you got to be. You have to respect. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? And so now Jesus says we're going across. He knows he has to go across the water, but he also knows that the laws of nature work. So sometimes there is a shaking that the water gets shaky, right? And that's okay.
Yeah.
Let nature do what it's doing. But because I'm one with God, I'm one with everything. So it can't kill me.
Yep. Yep.
You get it?
Yep.
So now he's down at the bottom of the ship. They wake him up because they're scared. Long story short, they wake him up because they're scared. He speaks to the storm on their behalf, not because that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
And y'all know we hear the message
that's
now.
What we do.
Because he would have kept resting. That's what his plan was, to rest
now we looking
the
for a
entire
word.
way. The entire way.
Here's the thing. He comes in to say peace be still when you could have just been chilling too.
Right. You ever had somebody wake you up for nothing?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bro, I'll be ready to fight. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll be ready to fight.
like,
I'll be ready to fight.
What?
Yeah, like this couldn't have waited.
Why?
Bro.
That's probably what he meant too when he was saying like you a little faith.
Yo, I'm like really touched. Because I'm like, why are you
Especially when it be that good sleep too.
Oh my God.
When that good sleep?
Or if you just got there.
Yeah.
Like you have been trying to go to sleep and you finally fell.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna wake me up, right? Like, don't.
And then it's dark outside and raining.
Oh my God. Like, hey,
Perfect weather.
Yo, can y'all chill? So now I can imagine him getting up and being like, what? All right, stop. Peace be still. And he looked back. And he says, why are y'all fearful? Why are you afraid? He calls them your little faith.
Silence.
And then the way he says why is almost like he was expecting them to at least be on the same page.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He says, why?
They should have been.
Yeah,
they were disciples.
They're supposed to.
I know, but after all this time, it's like we've been through all of this stuff.
Right.
Are y'all gonna cry?
He says, why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith?
Yep.
So I can take this basic math and from the statement that Jesus makes and realize that if I'm in fear, there's no faith.
Yep.
None.
Right? We can see that, right?
Yep.
And now fear causes a lot of people pray out of fear, and it'll cause Jesus to have cause God to answer some requests that have nothing to do with His will. Sometimes things come at we were talking about the meekness the other day. Shout out. We're talking about the meekness the other day, and one of the definitions of meekness was that you accept God's dealings as good, and things that come, you accept them as God purifying His elect. Right? And that God will deliver in His time. Because there are some things, nobody sees it like perspective.
Yeah.
Nobody sees, right now in a time like this, when there's a depression, when there's a natural disaster, I was talking to somebody earlier, depression, natural disaster, something like that, there are people right now, and a lot of times a lot of rich people, that are monopolizing on this moment. I'm not talking about doing people bad. They just realize that fear drives the common mind and the masses so much that there's a place to monopolize.
Yep.
So they're looking for something to go buy, looking for something to go do, looking for an idea, looking for something to put out.
Yeah.
While everybody else is talking, they on Twitter too. They on Black Twitter too, seeing what y'all saying
Yeah.
and
Seeing
going
what's up.
right there and
Yeah.
making an investment on something. Or fixing something,
Yeah.
or trying to come up with some kind of content for something to get you to pay attention to what's going on. And to be honest, the children of this world and the generation wiser than the children of light. This is Jesus' thought process. Bunch of people hungry. You see, we ain't 200 penny bread. You see 2 fish, 5 loaves.
Yeah.
Jesus sees feed everybody.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Moments like this, there's always something else to see. But if you're fearful, you'd only see yourself in it.
Right.
That makes sense? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like if you're fearful, you only see yourself in the middle of the storm. And now you go wake Jesus up.
It's almost an ego stroke too.
It is. People don't think that's ego.
Right,
People
but
don't
it
think fear and
is.
ego go together, but it is.
And we think faith is calling Jesus, requesting him
Right.
to come save us.
Right, right.
They think that's faith too.
For what you want.
Right.
And not the will.
Something you came up with that you think you need right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now was the storm real?
Yep.
Real thing. Did they take in water?
Yep.
It's a
Real
real
thing.
deal. Could they have been a little shook?
Yep.
Real deal. Real deal, right? But then it's not about, people think faith or belief is about no fear. It's not about no fear. It's about not living in the fear or not acting on fear. You get it?
Yeah.
And, you know, we health sometimes. People think health is like, you know, don't ever eat sugar. No, it's not don't ever eat sugar. Stop living on it. You know, or whatever else it is.
Yeah.
Stop being addicted to it, fear.
I like that. So it's not about no fear. It's about no faith.
All right.
And
right.
it makes me think about Jesus sweat and blood. So we can't say he wasn't scared.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
nerves
He's
right
nervous.
there. You
He's
know what I'm
nervous. He
saying?
was nervous. He was
But
nervous.
when you have faith, you don't live in it. Like
Well, what do
you're
you do
saying.
with it? What do you do with
Yeah.
it? Right? Like, what do you do when fear comes? What do you do? Right?
Yeah. That's
Now
the
they
moment
got
of truth.
they got this thing they call fight or flight,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And you either fight, you stand and do what you have to do, or flight.
Freeze. I think it's fight.
Freeze too. Yeah, freeze is another one, right? That's a good one. Fight or flight or freeze. That's a good
Yeah,
one. That's a good one, right? Fight, well, freeze, fight or flee
You got it.
flight.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put it all together. But one of them 3, right? You pick which one. And determining on who you know who you are, right? Determines what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, we see them, they fear. They fleeing. Like, stop it, please, stop it. We can't take no more.
Yeah.
We don't want to be nervous anymore. Save me, Jesus. I don't want to go through this pain anymore.
No, Lord.
But the pain is the thing that makes you stronger, right? Like the perspective of it all. And so,
And that's when you lose sight of the promise too, or like what he actually said.
yeah.
That you're
yeah.
going to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us, hold on. Not only he said, I'm going to the other side. He said, let us
Yeah.
go to the other side.
Bruh.
And we all can't go there if this boat go down. So the boat can't go down.
And if
Bruh.
y'all get there and I don't
he's
get
in
there,
the
ain't
boat
no
with
us.
you.
Right.
He in the boat with you though. Like that's enough right there for your faith. Like, do you really think
Yep.
this boat gonna go down with Jesus in the boat?
And then one of them described he in the bottom. So where the water go? To the bottom
To the
of the
bottom.
boat.
Yep.
I mean, he was the first one to stand to drown if it went down.
And ain't none of that wake him up.
None of it, bro. None of it wake him up, bro. None of it wake it up, bro.
It's like he landed, he's sleeping in the waterbed, and he's still
And
just
it's like
dreaming.
rocking.
Right?
chilling, right? And this is where we should be with God. Many people, the way they ask him, you don't care that we perish? They try to make you feel like you're careless. I'll try to make you feel like you're not paying attention to what needs to be paid attention to, right? But you don't let anybody make you feel that way because your feelings and your truth and your emotions are all based on my oneness with God.
Yeah.